presents Black Girls in Web3 podcast, hosted by Wanda SUERO, also known as Salty Coffee, Dazzle Daniels, also known as Dazzle D, and myself, Elruby Thomas, known as Miss Ruby, Crypto Queen of Harlem, y'all. Tune in weekly as we strive to educate and elevate our community's financial literacy. We bring you professional and expert speakers, share insights from our personal wealth journeys, and introduce workshops and resources to empower you. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com at P2G Networks TV for an hour of Black Girl Power, where we're shaping the future of finance in Web3. Peace and see you there.
Grand reason. Well, I was gonna say grand rising, but you know, it's the evening on a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. With back with me and my girls, Black Girls in Web3, and I'm your girl Elruby T, also known as Miss Ruby. Here with my sisters in the house. We got let's go, Miss Wanda.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Miss Ruby. Hello, Teresa, and the listeners. Welcome, welcome. It is Friday.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. And Miss Teresa, how are you, baby girl?
Hi, family. Welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Got you. Great, great. Oh my God.
Great
So,
evening to
I
y'all.
know, right? We are almost at the end of
my goodness.
September, y'all.
Yes.
Can you believe we at the end of September of all months? Ooh,
Yes.
we made it, y'all. We making it. We made
This summer was quick. I didn't have a good summer, but we're going to make it happen for the fall.
We got to do it, girl. We got to do it. I'm sorry. It's got to be done. We're going to make something big happen because I'm excited about that. So with this, tonight, coming to the end of the month, we recognize that we have a month of a lot of recognition going on for October. We're kind of early into the movement. While P2G is a movement for, again, rather say a movement for the transformation of poverty everywhere, not just where we live, but poverty everywhere for people that we may be able to affect wherever we are. We realize that our cause falls in line with several others because poverty can be at the base of so many other issues in our communities. And one of the biggest ones, unfortunately, that is recognized and observed during the month of October is domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But it doesn't just take place in the month of October, y'all. And I think we need to talk about that. What do you think, ladies?
Yeah, we need to talk about it all the time. And one of the good things about the October month is so that people are aware. Sometimes you grow up in situations that you think it's the normal. You think it's normal to, be screamed at, to withhold money from, yourself, or some people come who marry someone from another country and they don't know the laws and they don't know anything. So, it so happens, unfortunately, that mostly women and children are involved in domestic violence. But yeah, we need to be talking about it all the time. The more we have conversations about how we can sustain ourselves as women, men, or independent person, I think the more we will realize that, oh, if I can do it, and it's not about a conversation about being single. Because I think some people confuse that. It's about being empowered to be able to sustain yourself first so that then you can, sustain the family financially, because we are always talking about finances. But I think, yeah, so I think I always encourage people to talk the truth about their upbringing, their household, what was happening, because we sometimes don't even realize it until, we go through depression, we go through weight gain. We go through a lot of things that we don't even realize is behind, something within the family that's not healthy.
Come on now, Miss Teresa.
Um, the other
Thank you.
thing, there are a lot of men. There are a lot of men that are getting abused that most people don't really talk about. I was looking today, it was saying 1 in 3 women are abused and 1 in 4. So it's not really that much a difference in how much men are being abused. I watched this movie called, I believe it's called The Hunting Ground. That movie was so devastating because it was a lot of young men that were getting abused in colleges. And the bad thing about it is that the colleges was ignoring it. Even when the woman told, they was hushing it. Like it was crazy because some kids, some young women, they committed suicide. I was at a movie film talking about it, and it was so devastating because you're sitting. I was at some clubs, some like they have these cafes in Manhattan. I was at a cafe. I had to get up a couple times and walk around because it was so devastating about what had happened to them. And the college was saying, it really wasn't that big of a deal, and it wasn't true. And some of the guys who had gotten raped by other guys, they were embarrassed to tell that they had been raped. So it doesn't just happen, like to just women. It's happened to men, and especially at colleges. And it was big Ivy League colleges that it was happening, and the presidents was like hushing it up, and it was a big investigation, but they didn't do anything about it. And so some girls, they left the school. Some of the guys, were afraid, and then when they did bring them up, they was like acting like it was no big thing. They was like, well, we can't lose money, and we can't
So
have this
this
on our.
this is a problem for everyone.
Yes, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not so. It's not just a woman's problem.
No.
No one deserves to be abused. No one, and no one deserves to be ignored. So I've got our sister Dazzle on the line. Hi, Miss Daz. How you doing, baby? Oh, we can't hear you, baby. I'm guessing she may be having some. You there?
You guys can't hear me?
Now we can hear your beautiful voice. Yes, sis. We're just welcoming you into the space.
Blessings.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what we were looking for. Ah, blessings. That's right. Today we're talking about domestic violence and the month of October, and also some point of view around it. We all have some sort of history, someone we know, or some situation we've been close to that took place. And what I want to, I want to share some of the stuff I've been up to lately. And Miss Wanda, you really were the one who started this conversation in the direction for this. And it just so happened that activities that I was partaking in fell in the line because I've been a part of and the promotion of sharing this organization, but an actual solution organization that's been in action for not just women and families, but for people. And now they have a national effect. And I want to just pay honor. I want to give honor. I want us to honor a woman who has created. I'm in New York. I don't know who's in the other towns or places. And I think we need to start honoring these people in their efforts and support them because what they're building is important to the foundation of our communities. And this one woman's name is Stephanie McGraw. You see her. She's the founder and CEO of the WARM, We All Really Matter Domestic Violence Action Organization in New York. Now it's based out of New York, but she has reach around the country. That is what I appreciate about technology. I can appreciate that we now have reach for things this important around the country. And can I share a video? Can I share a video with y'all? So I
Of
went to
course.
all right. I went to an, a video. I went to an event this week called the Brides March that she supports. She has been supporting for the last few years. It is a 24, actually 25 years since the incident, 24 years of this march in the name of this woman. And while sad, this sad situation, has brought attention, awareness, and influence, as well as resources to many. So let me share with you a little bit from a good friend of mine that I met there at the march.
Come on over, brother.
Once again, I'm Reverend Keith Dennis, volunteer with Stephanie and Warm. We Don't Really Matter, domestic violence organization. As you may know, you may not know, beginning of August, the entire month of August is domestic violence awareness, and we're here to make sure that we put out the word that if you know somebody that's stuck in domestic violence, any form of fashion, just reach out. Many literature, there's many programs, many resources to help you get out so that you don't have to be wound up, found, murdered because you're stuck in the situation. And so we just want to put out the word that you don't have to be stuck in your situation. There is a domestic violence program that's willing to come and get you. If you know anybody, if you suspect them of being involved with domestic violence, please reach out to Warm, who have the resources to come and snatch you out of your situation.
Right.
And so silence hides violence. If you know somebody that's going through, give them their name, give them their address so we can reach out to them and help them get out of their situation.
Thank you.
God bless you.
It's so good to see you, brother. I'm so glad to see people in our community doing this. Yes, yes.
Okay, so that interview, it just happened that I met this man that I've known since I was a child at the event. At the event. And Warm, I'm so grateful for, has that kind of effect on people, bringing the community together in action. You know, P2G is at this event every year. They do a summer called Love on the Block. Love on the Block is a massive street fair that they give for literally a couple of blocks, okay? And it's in and around Harlem and in the Bronx, okay? And they're trying to stretch out to some of the other places, but it's a lot to do. We have one coming up on October 19th. We will be there on the block teaching digital financial literacy, bringing this knowledge to the communities, our underserved communities, so that we can start to heal. Everybody's bringing their healing in their own way. You see, but we don't think this is healing, right? We don't think that having somebody to talk to, resources, a place to relocate when you're in a bad situation and you need to get out. This organization can get into places that the police can't. I want you guys to check out P2G Networks TV and go look on our front page at their graduation, because they take things from the day of the situation, of the incident that they first get there. If you will let them, help them to transform your mind to someone who is healing. They have programs for that, you know. These people collect clothing. These people collect, these women and these men, because believe me, I've seen a lot of men that are involved with this organization, not just pastors, because we need everyone on this. We need brothers to stand up and say, no, you're not going to do that. To other brothers, not that's your woman. No, no, no. That's his sister, his mother, his daughter, his auntie, his grandmother. That's who we all are. You're somebody's. You're my brothers, my uncles. And I ain't letting no woman, and I kind of am protective of my men in my family. I will not let any woman take advantage of any man in any way in my presence. I will not. I can't have it. And I've been called whatever about defending my brothers. My mama used to tell me, she's like, you got many men in your life, and too many of our brothers don't have women standing up for them, which is why they don't stand up for us. You got to know that we got to have each other's back in this. And that is why when brothers who are going through it, I worry about the services for them as well. because this is a back and forth. Y'all know this, right?
Yeah, I think also as sisters, mothers, we need to, when we feel it that our brothers are going through something
Yeah.
serious, we have good intuition, right? I think we should not be afraid. But the reason why women are more afraid is because we ourselves have been conditioned already to stay silent, because we
Mm.
have not been protected, because we have not been, in situations for actual help. So the domestic violence awareness in the Bronx, through the Bronx District Attorney's Office, uh, Darnell Clark, along
Mhm.
with Vanessa Gibson, our Bronx Borough President, every year they have a domestic violence awareness walk or run, whichever way you want to do it. One of the important things about this walk and run is that they share stories of people who have, been in horrible situations, including death, right? The family comes over. Um, but the important thing is that there's so much help between legal, financial, emotional, psychological, tech technology. Technology has come so far ahead. We're so far ahead when it comes. Similarly to how we distinguish human trafficking being a hidden thing, we have the support for women also with a hidden thing. So I think that's amazing, amazing thing. And one of the things that we want to share through this conversation is the community resources. So sometimes people don't want to go to a shelter. Sometimes people don't want to, um, they need more. They need like a family help. You know, sisters like us, Miss Teresa, Dazzle, Miss Ruby, your network. I think it's a great thing, and I'll give you the links of the places that people can go all over New York for help, because I think the more we talk about the situations, the same thing. If you're at work, you have to work a 9 to 5 job, or you're with you're married, you have a spouse, and you have to go to work. There are resources at work that protect you, because you would not believe how many incidents with uh, killing, right, where it happens at work, because they know where you work at. They harass you, or, and that goes both ways, women and men too. So reach out to your HR, let them know what's going on. Sometimes your union can be a resource where they can find legal advice for you, financial advice, support and protection for you. Because I think a lot of people will never have thought that their job would not be there to help them. And it is your workplace obligation to make sure that you are coming to work safe from the time you leave your house to the time you get back to your house. Now, if it's happening at home, then, reach out to your local office. Here in the Bronx is your Bronx Attorney's Office, located on 161st Street, but I will definitely share that information.
And if you drop it, I will make sure I put this up there. You know, the goal is to help as many people as we can with this information and to keep the network of info going out. Dazzle, if you don't mind me, I don't know if you know about the resources for these things, but do they also in Denver have those type of services available through like the state or the the government, through your government?
Yep.
Okay. Something would probably be like you go to the Denver.gov type situation looking for domestic violence assistance or help
Yeah.
and families. And believe me, I've been looking. So I've been actually looking to see where these type of programs are are active. We don't know what we don't know, y'all. So we got to start becoming aware so we can share that.
Yeah.
And whether you know it or not, you know what's really got me, and I can't wait to play y'all this next video. What's got me is that I got like 3 politicians that I actually like in all of politics. And I don't care what team you want. 3, and I can name them. I ain't doing that right now, but I'm just saying. One of those you're gonna see today, because I'm one of those people when it comes to folks that do anything in my name, which by the way, that's what a politician is. Someone you chose to give your word to go out into the world, create that. That's what you did. You entrusted them with your word. When it comes to that person, before I give you that agency with my word, my will, you got to prove that you up to something that I believe in. You got to prove that you're doing it, not that you're gonna do it. You know, while everybody chasing who's gonna get it done, I'm asking who's doing it now while we need it today. Who's trying today? Don't come up with some plan after you get in there. Do the work. Show me you capable. Because if I didn't do anything to prove that I could fix a computer, I couldn't have the job I have with my company and my business. Nobody wants a tech in theory. You got what I'm saying? Anybody want a doctor in theory? I would hate for you to go picking someone to fix your teeth in theory because they got theory together. They got an idea. You want someone with the experience, don't you? You want someone with the track record. And I love this because this is a group of women that have the track record. This is a politician who I've watched year after year prove that she does what she do. And the programs come out of it in the neighborhood that have the people being affected. And we just need to keep latching on to those programs and putting new resources in place for them to keep growing. Because guess what? The funding is there. Everybody goes, we need money. You ain't looking, I guarantee you. Your money in this case will fall right over you. Most people don't even think you know you qualify. Half the things y'all do out here, all your holistic healers and everybody, you do something that helps the people. You don't even know you got funding.
That's true.
You busy trying to get a loan. Try going out there and start servicing some people. You gonna find some funding.
You will.
Get out there and pull some folks in and some real work. You'll be amazed at what's gonna come right out for you.
Speaking of funding,
Yeah.
Go for it, babe.
in 2024, New York State allocated $5 million to support 65 domestic violence service providers. In addition to that, the state budget included $35 million to aid law enforcement and district attorneys. And when they say to aid law enforcement, it's really to train them properly on situations like people who they're religious and their culture is different than what is expected here in the United States, because there's a lot of people that come from other countries where, yeah, hitting the woman is a thing. That's a culture. Like, unfortunately, that's not what's going to happen here. So, yeah,
Yeah, I just want
35
to.
million.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I just want to add to it is that I was looking at the college rating. They were talking about where the most rape happens in colleges from September. Excuse me, let me get it correct. I don't tell you the wrong data. From September, from August, September, and November, where most of the rapes, because they said this usually happens when the kids first go to school. It can happen in the first and second semester of school, and so and sometimes it could just be. Sometimes it can happen, and where kids are just going to the parties and they end up getting raped there. And what happens is that sometimes they're drinking and stuff like that, and so it's been like a lot of pills and different things like that, and so that has affected too. It's like they're giving them drinks or they might spike different things. So sometimes they have a plan, like in the movie, they had a plan where they was gonna take care, like rape a certain amount of guys, girls and guys. And what happens with the guys is that the guys, like they're if they say they rape, they say, oh no, they were just gay, and that they weren't. No, they don't be gay. Some of these young men that are getting raped are not gay, or not, not in that lifestyle. And so they're just saying that they were gay.
Well,
And they asked for it, and they were like, no. So that's not true. They have not asked for it. It's just that they forced themselves on them, and raped them. So it has nothing to do with, their lifestyle. Even if that is their lifestyle, they don't have a right to force themselves on anyone. So it happens a lot, especially. And I was surprised that maybe that's why they honor people in October, because from August until November is where they have a high risk of this happening
right.
in colleges.
As soon as the sun start, and you know what the weirdest thing is, couple of things to say to that, Miss Teresa. That time of year, we were actually, this was visited by, we actually had this subject visited by the VK Bruja. Remember, she told us when you'll find that people go through depression, anger, fear, and also you'll see weird mind patterns during the winter when the sun is down more, when it goes down earlier, when we get more dark than light on this planet. And those are the months in which the sun is set. We have the setting of the sun earlier and earlier. We are affected by this planet. And most of us are not even, I mean, we've got so many emotional issues caused by imbalances, caused by poor diet, poor exposure to natural substances, pills and all kinds of chemical interactions with us on a regular. It's disturbing. And to even add further to it, violence has been seen as a what do you call it? Violence is considered or I should say, abuse, not to say abuse of another is seen as an act of aggression or control. It's when people are in a place of trying to take control over another. Mostly comes from a lack of control of self, or fear of lack of control of self.
The
They're
other
all
place it happens, Miss
psychological
Ruby,
problems.
is in
Yes,
churches.
yeah,
It happens in churches. People don't. A
and
lot of people are dealing with domestic violence in churches, and it's really sad because, especially
yes,
if it's a pastor, and the person reports the pastor. A lot of times, the pastor. Well, I know it has happened, so I'm only going by what I know. It's like if it's a pastor or person in leadership, they'll say, oh, that's not. They can't do enough. There's no way where that person did that. So sometimes they won't listen to the mate of the leader, and just hush it up. And so you have it happen in so many places, in school, all kind of stuff. It's not just one place. It happens in so many areas.
yeah.
So that's the sad
It
thing
happens
about it.
everywhere. Workplace, it can
Yeah.
be in the workplace, at
Mhm.
home, and honestly speaking, it all goes back to control,
Yeah.
fear, control, dominance, power, and no balance. And ladies, I would like for I want to kind of move into a little bit of what we've seen as part of some of the resolution. Would you like to see the other video? Now, mind y'all, I am not a camera person. I'm letting y'all know. I'm just covering this footage with my phone. So y'all do me a favor, give me a break. Look at shaky hand is because I got to move around people. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put it back on, but I want you to consider that there is a problem. We have solutions. We're working toward resolution. And the sad part about this is with the coming issues after 2020, after our COVID period, we have only seen a spike in this. They are talking about the numbers have risen since. And I want you guys to recognize that we've got to start looking at the temperature, taking the temperature around us. Okay, people are hot and they're going through it. One of the reasons why we focus on digital financial literacy and empowering people here first in your mind with yourself is because this is what it seems to lead to when you don't have it. That poverty mindset, that lack mindset, to where you can get you when you can't get it for you, you'll go take it from someone else. And we hope and pray that people are not doing it, and we try to create resources and also share them for those who are looking for them. So I want to share this organization a little further. For me, it was a day of triumph, even though it was for a sad a sad cause. It's a day of triumph of resources over ignorance and lack. Let's go ahead and read that.
We're all God's daughters. But this one right here, Maria and Letty, we want to turn it over. Letty, here you go. This is my sister right here. We met up in the mountains in Puerto Rico, okay? Eating some, what's the name of that Spanish food? Pastelitos. Pastelitos up in the mountains. What was the name of that place? El Yunque. El Yunque. Please go there. Please visit. But this is what sisterhood looks like.
Thank you very much, Sister Stephanie, for warm. ¿Qué es lo que estamos haciendo here? We're in Harlem to do what? We are in Harlem to stop the violence. We are in Harlem.
Stop the violence.
My name is Rosita Romero. I am the Executive Director and Co-Founder of the Dominican Women's Development Center.
Yes.
We're about to be 36 years old, and I have been marching from the beginning. I was there from Gladys Ricard's former home in New Jersey and marched all the way down to Brooklyn with Josie Ashton, our visionary, Josie Ashton, who could not be here today. We're going to have a program to hear from very dynamic speakers. We're going to start with Assembly Member. No. Oh, okay. We're going to start with NYPD Inspector Natalie. Yes, let's hear from Inspector Natalie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Natale. I'm the commanding officer of the 32nd Precinct. So this is the 28th Precinct. I'm just one precinct north. But when Stephanie asked me to be here today, I definitely wanted to be here to come out and support it. I've been working in this borough for the better part of 10 years alongside Stephanie, alongside Jocelyn Minaya. Combating domestic violence is a shared responsibility. And as the commanding officer of an NYPD police precinct, there is no greater responsibility I have than making sure we do everything in our power to end domestic violence and support survivors of domestic violence. It is a responsibility I take very, very seriously, and a partnership that I value greatly. So you have my word. The men and women of the NYPD are behind you. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for coming out today, and have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you, baby.
We also want to invite Maribel Martinez Gunter, the Director of Family Law and Legal with Manhattan Legal Services. Let's hear it from Maribel Martinez.
Bienvenidos todos, ¿cómo están? Harlem's in the house. Thank you so much for having me. As stated, my name is Maribel Martinez Gunter. I am the director of the Domestic Violence Unit at Manhattan Legal Services. And because we know that working with all of you is important, we have a special relationship with the Family Peace Trauma Treatment Center. Shout out to Peace!
Baby.
So we are here for you is the message that we want to say. You are not alone. This journey is too difficult to travel by yourself. Your children need to be taken care of. You need to be taken care of. And it's only together that we can aim to end domestic violence and hold people accountable, including our elected officials.
Right. Amen.
And including all community partners, even my own organization.
Right.
The legal system is too complicated for anyone to go through by themselves.
Amen.
Much less someone who is being abused, someone who is traumatized, someone who just wants to be safe. It's too complicated, and that's why you need attorneys by your side, you need community advocates by your side, you need mental health professionals by your side, you need activists like Stephanie McGraw over here by your side, you need all of these organizers together to wrap their arms around you and let you know that you are not alone.
Right.
So I just want to extend our friendship, our handout. We're here. We're right on 125th Street. We're right up in Washington
Amen.
Thank you very much, Maribel.
Yes.
Lo que ella dijo, básicamente ella trabaja con la Oficina de Servicios Legales de aquí de Harlem, de Manhattan, y que es importante que la gente sepa que tiene derecho, que es posible tener protecciones y que busquemos recursos de organizaciones como todas las que están aquí apoyando la marcha de las novias contra la violencia doméstica. We are here to end the violence. So let's continue with some of our chants. No more violence against women. No more violence
Against women.
No more violence
Against women.
And that's what we're here to say, and we're not going to stop until the violence against women stops.
Right.
Now, I'm going to leave you the rest of the program with our sister, Stephanie McGraw from Warren, who is going to introduce other speakers and make some presentations. Stephanie?
Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Remember, when you leave here today, that silence hides violence, and we want you to speak up and speak out against it. We work here with our sisters every year. We don't compete with one another. We compete. We compete. We don't compete because there's no time for that. The violence is too massive. It's too massive. There's enough work out here for all of us.
Come on, somebody.
All of us that's here today. We need the village, all of us. So let's start doing the work and look at what you can do. Not look at what anybody else can do. Look at what you can do. Every single last one of us in here. We're all here to stop domestic violence. So with that, I'd like to introduce our amazing sister, friend, neighbor. I've been working with for many years. Our Senator Claudel Clear, and we could not continue to do this work without the funding. She has funded WARM to give us an opportunity to expand, to do this work. She has made sure that we are here every year having everything we need at the Harlem State Office Building. So I'd like to introduce our sister, friend, mama sometime, all inclusive, Senator Claudel Clear, because I just want to let y'all know, we're going to keep it real clear, okay?
All right, thank you, Stephanie. You know, she's my sister friend, but Stephanie likes to beat me up sometimes. She knows all my office addresses and all my numbers, but she uses it in a good way. Because what she does is she makes sure that I'm doing all that I can to end the violence against women. And I see my good friend Erica Ewing over here who does it too. You know, it is absolutely correct. It takes all of us, and especially us, to end domestic violence. It is good that we have people who are culturally familiar, who are ethnically familiar and in touch with what's going on in our communities. Because, you know, we talk to each other a little different.
That's right.
We hear things differently, and we listen to different people. So we need everybody to be involved, so that maybe you listen to your priest. Maybe I listen to my pastor. Maybe I listen to my imam. But we need people who are speaking all the languages and who come from all the cultural backgrounds and know how to reach all of us. We have to make sure that our women know that violence is not acceptable against them under any circumstances. Come on, sisters. It is not acceptable. Even this much is not acceptable because it will become this much. And sometimes we think we can change people. We think we can control a situation. No, it's not your job to change or control. Your job is to preserve and protect yourself and demand and get the respect. We have to also teach our brothers and our sons what is acceptable behavior for women in their lives. Okay? Teach your son. We know sometimes you see something sometime, mom, grandma, sister, anybody. And when you see it, you got to call people out on their stuff. You got to call them out and say, that's not acceptable. You're not going to do it around me. You're not going to do it in my house or in my presence. And also, I know you love them. I'm going to take you. Now you go get you some help.
That's right.
Because I didn't teach you that. Okay? So that's what we all have to do. There's a partner role, and we got to get down to the real nitty gritty of this and make sure that we're addressing where this stuff is coming from. It's coming from. Now, I didn't come here to say all that, but I did come because Stephanie wanted me to recognize some very, very important people. You know, domestic violence, when I was younger, it was something people didn't talk about. They were ashamed of it. They didn't say anything. And people would look the other way. You know, oh, that's just them doing that again. Oh, that's nothing.
So at that point, I was asked to come on to the side because she wanted me to, I had to make room. I was like really right there. And they needed to get footage for the organization, but I got an amazing view because I got to see them honor and bring up women who are being honored for the work that they've done, for that, not only that, but literally sharing their story and their sacrifice as a way to help others. Ladies, I don't know, if we understand, but violence is learned and it can be overlooked as love. It can be looked at as the only way people can receive love. Some people don't think that there's no other way, and it's not. It's cultural in many, many ways, but we unfortunately share that part of culture everywhere. Some people feel like this is just how it's done, and in America, I can just share this with you. If you're from here, you unfortunately have violence as a history. You understand where I'm coming from? This place was founded on that. And so we have got to recognize that we have to come up out of history. Like that's normal. Like it's okay. Okay? Because it's not. At any point, not to be played with, not to be accepted, and to be checked on ourselves. I've had to actually control my temper, not knowing that I was enacting violence, thinking it was I was playing. My daughter made it very clear. She's like, "Ma, you don't have a soft hand when you're tapping me," because I might tap her, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I just hurt my daughter." And we're just, we're talking, having a good time. I'm laughing and bursting out, but I have to catch myself. And this was some years ago, but I'm like, I have to catch myself. Where did I get that from? Where did I get that from? I'll just be walking around hitting people. As a matter of fact, I've been a big girl a long time, and I mean tall too. So for me, I've been cautious of my own. I was always cautious of my size. So hurting somebody, smaller than me was a concern. Kind of like the big iron giant not wanting to hurt the butterfly. So when did I get comfortable with just, tapping and hitting? I had to learn that somewhere. It became a habit, overlooked somehow. And I had to get new habits. I got to get some new habits for me. Because that's not the message I want to send. But how many people can catch themselves and act on it? You know what I'm saying? It's time.
Yeah. I also wanted to share the Brides March and how it started, and it's also known as Gladys Rickard and the Victims of Domestic Violence Memorial Walk. And it's held to raise awareness about domestic violence and honor its victims. This one particular young lady, and I remember like it was yesterday, even though it was in 2001. She was Dominican, and was tragically murdered on her wedding day by her ex-boyfriend. And do you remember the what was that Candyland? Was it Happy Land? The fire in the Bronx? That it was the
Yeah, the Happy
boyfriend
Land,
that came
right? The Happy Land fire, the murder. They
fire.
call it, yeah, they call it a murders.
And it was the boyfriend that came to he put the place on fire for the girlfriend who didn't even go to work that night. So, this is the thing. And it's still continuing,
Yep.
and how many aunts don't we know? How many movies haven't we seen where, we know the woman is getting beat up and she comes with the sunglasses the next day and no one says anything. The family is just, these are the things that we need to
We'll talk
stop.
about it. Yeah. We can talk
Right.
about it. Heck,
But
Tyler
that's what
Perry
that
built
walk
a
started.
whole career on it. Think about it. Tyler Perry built a whole career on this subject matter. Women
Yeah.
being abused. To make and the churches that knew about it and condoned it. See, we have to realize, and it's not just church, there's jobs, there's people, there's women who will condone other women being abused. Mothers that dismiss their sons' behavior. This is why it's so important that we all stand up and take responsibility.
Because in black communities,
Go ahead, baby.
in black communities, that was normal. It was like that was a normal thing that happened to black communities, and it taught us.
Every community,
Yes,
every community.
it taught us that was a normal thing to deal with. And so when you grow up, you think that's normal, but even sometimes the person not even hitting you, they're tearing you down, they're talking down to you. It's like, they're belittling you. That's something that happened in families. I remember when I was a child.
It's also about being beaten on.
Yeah.
It's also verbal.
It is.
It can be verbal, sexual, emotional.
Mhm. Like some kids have. Like I remember as a child, I didn't know how to read well, and I remember getting fussed at because I didn't understand. I had a reading comprehension, and didn't even know till I turned 30 years old. So I was thinking that I was not a smart child because I had a reading comprehension. So that was like like little things that we think is not dealing with abuse of kind of domestic violence, because it doesn't have to be a man hitting a woman. It could be an adult not handling a child. There's all kind of forms of abuse that we don't never look at. And I tell you, it's just so much stuff that we have to just look at. We have to tell our kids sorry. I remember my son used to tell me I beat him real bad, and I apologized to him as an adult because I did, because that's what was done to me. So I thought that was the right thing to be doing. So I'm just grateful
Yeah.
that we're here.
The psychological abuse can be even worse in many cases than the physical abuse.
And
So there's physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, and even technological abuse as well. People who are bullies.
yes, oh my God! And Wanda, when you said that, I was like, for a minute, it took me a minute to catch on. Of all people, me, I was like,
To stalk, to harass,
yes,
to
exactly.
control your partner, who you talking to, where you going, what. It's just
Come
crazy.
on.
Yeah. Mhm.
Stalking people, and then in real life, coming down on them. And Miss T, you said something that's so priceless. You said you apologized, amending things, accepting things, not just apologizing, but changing your habits, changing your actions, acknowledging. People don't understand how the world can be changed when we acknowledge that we have done some. I mean, I can't make you feel nothing, but I can tell you this wrong. I can accept when something I do or say affects you poorly. I can acknowledge that. See, because what we forget is that there's ways to heal this behavior. It's not all throw them in jail and we're fixed. Because when they get out of jail, they have not fixed the damn thing. Excuse my language, but they ain't nothing fixed. They need help. They need training. They need reprogramming. And most of them need to be dealt with on the inside because that's where it's coming. That's why it's coming out of you.
Most people that are in jail have dealt with domestic violence or seen been abused, and they're just angry. It's like after a while, you just get so angry because someone else, did that to you, so you just start doing to other people, and it's like it's a pattern that we have to really just look at and just wonder, like, how do we stop this? Because it's not just like talking about it's good, but finding solutions. And the main thing people need to do, as people of color, is get mental health. We do not get mental health. We need it because we cannot deal with the anger, whatever else that we're dealing with, if we don't deal with the mental health. And that's one of the issues that that I'm going to put a hotline if you need mental health. I'm put this hotline if you go get mental health because it's never too late to get help. I don't care what age you are. It's never too late to say sorry. I encourage someone as they watching this thing to go and apologize to someone where you have been abusive to them, whether it's physically, mentally, financially, whatever.
Oh, Suki. I'm sorry, y'all. That as soon as Miss Teresa start getting going, this technology, do it. All right. So that may be a sign that we need to start promoting some things that are important to get you in the connection with some of these resources. So I'm going to start pushing up. So we have a couple of resources that we'd like to put up and exciting things that are ways to deal with this, because we ain't here to talk yet, all of the problems and none of the solutions, none of the things that you can come to. I'm always going to promote physical healing because we're not well. We are not well physically. And to say the least, we are not well.
Yeah.
And it is, physically, nutritionally, especially, we are not well people. We don't have proper nutrition. Our bodies are dealing with so many things from the environment. It's crazy to think how much is coming at you from the wind, the air, the water, including what's in the air, the microwaves in the air, from us being on here right now. And you can't get away from it. There's always a beam somewhere going across. You got to walk through that every day. One of the things I tend to share, and this is my share, is a product called Micro Daily. Micro Daily happens to be an amazing product that helps people deal with a lot of the things that you're dealing with, the elements. Y'all go ahead and look that up because it works as a micronutrient to literally scrub your cells and to even work on the microwaves, or I should say the radio waves. The first patented product by the government for the military. They're actually using it. And the patent is, the gentleman who created the patent got control of his patent some years ago. So he is now helping people help themselves. He really supported us through the vid. We ain't gonna go there because I ain't trying to get us caught out there. All right. But we know what it is. He helped people have alternatives and help them get healthy through vid. And I'll tell you right now, I'm personally I can say that I've have testimony from me and my family to that, because my husband came home and offered oxygen because of him. So I share that. Now I know we have some other products that also some another product that I want to share with you for health and wellness from Miss Teresa. I can't help it. We can't keep her on here, Miss Wanda. We can't keep her on here. What did happen? Miss Teresa must have something mighty powerful to say.
It's all good. One of the things that I would like to share until she comes back is I became a notary because I noticed when I was going to court, for family court, for my own situation, that it was so difficult to find a notary. So I am a notary in the state of New York, but specifically in the Bronx. And I do provide that service to anyone who needs it. If you have a parent who's in a hospital or at home, I will come for free to your home and notarize any documents. You cannot do notaries on Sundays, so that's just a legal thing. I can't control that, but feel free to reach out to P2G Networks, and then you'll find my information there. And that is something that someone always needs, especially if they're going through some situations in the court, family court.
All right. Thank you so much. I mean, we need that. And you know what we teach for status correction, you're gonna get some business. You're gonna get a lot of business. We need to make sure no to ride it all. All right, we're gonna bring Miss Teresa in before her machine decides. Miss T, we know that you have a product sponsorship you would like to share. Would you mind sharing that with us? Everybody mute because I think we interact with her.
So you said I could. Oh yes, the product that I use is called Momito. It's a product that heals your mitochondria and causes your body to heal itself. It's a really great product. I'm telling you to use it. Miss Ruben and I use it. Our face is looking so beautiful. Our body's looking so beautiful. I'm losing weight. My appetite is cutting. My blood sugar's been going down. I'm not what nobody else is saying. I'm what I'm saying. My A1C is going down. And I'm just excited. So mentally, I'm doing better. So please click on that link and get you some Amito. If you need help, my phone number is there. You can give me a call tomorrow. My hours is 9 to 5. But I'll be going out after a while to a wedding. So anytime between 9 and 2, give me a call. Peace and blessing.
Peace and blessings. I see she's available on Saturday. Now we got Miss Dazzle who has quite a bit going on. And I'm let you know, I'm gonna have to let her explain all of it. Go ahead, Dazzle.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So October 3rd, we have the next session of the Introduction to Digital Financial Literacy started. If you are in Colorado and you have Medicaid, reach out because you'll get a computer upon completion of that program, of that class. And then Monday, we will have the early bird tickets for the 420 experience going on sale. If you are wanting to earn cryptocurrency for sharing social media posts, reach out to us inside of the Winners Tribe. And wait, I have one more thing. I don't know what the last thing was. Okay, we're gonna
tonight.
Yeah, we got After Dark tonight. So you go inside the Winners Tribe, www.winnerstribe.com. If you need the link, it's our monthly virtual meetup, where we just check in with the tribe. We do it the last Friday of every month. So that is tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern.
I'm about to say, ain't I on there with you? Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that's the turn up. You want to learn how to network with people who are real people. We get on there, and I've actually been able to share some of what I do and learn about what other people do. And just
if you accept cryptocurrency for your goods and services, reach out because we're going to have a virtual pop-up shop in October. And if you want to learn how to accept cryptocurrency for your goods and service, reach out because you need to be in Thursday's class.
Thank you. Right. They need to learn how to get that crypto for that business. Because for sure, I ain't playing with nobody. I'm teaching folks how to set up an app that'll take care of what you used to put together a whole, what is it? They use the console, or what do they call that? When people need the thing to swipe. You don't need that. You need your phone. It's so simple. You could send somebody a link to pay with their crypto, and you paid, and they get their product. That's what I'm talking about. No
Graham, you got to be in it to win it. Only way you're going to get the information, got to be in it. You got to sign up for all these classes. Yeah. Some of them free, some of them paid, but it's worth every single dime, every single investment. Every time you show up, you're going to get blessed. So I'm telling y'all, don't play with this. Don't play with this stuff. It's powerful.
I tell folks right now, you paying too much to live your life. You should be getting paid to live. Miss Teresa, how you like them coins for your steps?
I love them. I got like 1,000 and something already so far. And I got some more added today, so I got to check my see what it says, y'all.
Yes,
but I love it.
We've been teaching people how to literally build free incomes right off your activity. That to build on that. But the fact is that our contribution to the movement for the people is always going to be, we're going to start working from the base of poverty, because that is a base for all of the other things, the lack. You don't have to lack. You have too much abundance going on. You just need to tap in. And don't forget to come to class. Guys, we love you and we show it. And this is a place for you to come. This is a real place. Maybe not a location, but these are real people and real contacts with real resolutions. Come to class and see what's going on, because you won't wait. You don't have to spend money before you spend time. And that you can't get back. So we make sure we put the value in. Ladies, are we telling the truth? Do you get value for your time?
Indeed, you do.
You can't even imagine the value that you get. You have to come and show up. I'm not telling you anything. Show up, babies. October 3rd. Sign up.
That's right. And on that note, I can only say thank you and have a good night. We will see you all Friday.
Good night.
Later, alligators. After wild crocodiles.